The Denver Nuggets are now officially the NBA champions of the 2022-23 NBA season. Absolute huge accomplishment for Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, MPJ, KCP, Christian Braun, Aaron Gordon. I think I already said him. Like, it's everyone on that team. Just a huge accomplishment for every single person over there. Bruce Brown as well. I almost forgot him. Reggie Jackson, DeAndre Jordan. Just everyone over there. Ish Smith got his first NBA championship after 13 different teams he's been on. 13 seasons of being on a different team. He finally got that desperate NBA championship trophy in his hands after an absolute wild game 5 as well, where it was just all over the place. There was a whole lot of contact. The refs were kind of questionable. If you want to argue about that in the comments, go ahead. But the refs were kind of iffy at times. They kind of swallowed the whistles at times, didn't in others. Besides all that, the Nuggets are champions. This was an insane game that actually got them that trophy. With, of course, Nikola Jokic playing some of his best ball, Jamal Murray playing great, MPJ probably having his best game of the series. Like, it was just incredible fight out there from the Nuggets players. And throughout the series, my gosh, Nikola Jokic, absolute insane. Put up 30 points per game, shot 58% from the field, 14 rebounds per game, and averaged 7 assists per game. Jamal Murray, the dynamic duo with him and Jokic. Jamal Murray in this series averaged 21 points per game, 45% from the field, 6 rebounds per game, and averaged 10 assists per game. And Nikola Jokic makes NBA history. What's new at this point for this man? This man is becoming one of the greatest centers we've ever seen play the game. In the playoffs this year, he becomes the first player ever to lead the entire playoffs in the 3 major statistics, leading the whole NBA playoffs in points with 600 points, rebounds with 269 rebounds, and assists with 190 assists. He was above every single player this year in the playoffs in the 3 major statistics, and of course, topping that off with a Larry O'Brien trophy, and of course, the Bill Russell Finals MVP. This was actually the first Finals MVP that was given out in the name of Bill Russell, where Bill Russell wasn't actually there, unfortunately, with his passing just a couple months ago. I believe it was last offseason that happened. And it is fitting that the first player that does get it is now another center in memory of Bill Russell. Nikola Jokic, absolute dominant performance in these whole playoffs, not even just the finals, in the whole playoffs, just domination throughout. And that does lead me to my next point, where a lot of people are going to call this finals pretty boring, and with the first seeded Nuggets just dominating on the 8th seeded Miami Heat. To start off, the Miami Heat are not just any other 8th seed. They got to the NBA Finals for a reason. Like, it wasn't no cakewalk. They went through the first seeded Milwaukee Bucks and the second seeded Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Both those teams had the best records in the NBA. Like, the Jimmy Butler led Miami Heat team is not just some pushover team that was, not good or anything. This team was definitely good, but just lost its steam a ton during these NBA Finals, where Jimmy Butler just did not look himself, especially this game going into the fourth quarter. I believe he had only 8 points and shooting horribly. He hit a couple threes, but other than that, that man did not play that good, only putting up 21 points, 5 of 18 shooting from the field. A very pivotal turnover at the end of the game where they were down 3, I believe, or down 1 or something. Turning the ball over, they had to foul, and at that point, the Nuggets were knocking down their free throws. Actually, they weren't this game, but towards the stretch they were. Break the game tie in 3 as well. Jimmy Butler, not a great performance today, and not really that great of a performance in the NBA Finals, only averaging 17 points per game and shooting 39% from the field in the whole NBA Finals. Not good at all after we saw him put up 37 points per game in the first round. It just gradually got lower and lower, where in the conference semis it went from 24, and then in the conference finals it went from 24.7, so it was basically the same. And then in the NBA Finals, it just dipped a ton. And I do give a lot of credit, a ton of credit, to the Denver Nuggets' incredible defense. Aaron Gordon out there playing incredible, probably his best basketball he's ever played, having pivotal games out there. MPJ struggled throughout this series, but man, when they needed him, he turned up this game. Christian Braun had his incredible, what was it, game 3 or something? Jokic, of course, was incredible. Jamal Murray, of course, was incredible. But I do give a lot of credit to Aaron Gordon this series. They do not win this series without Aaron Gordon. I'm telling you, he was incredible this series. And shout out to Michael Malone. That man is one of the best coaches in the league and one of my personal favorite coaches in the league. I just like, you know, his interviews are fun to listen to. He's just out there, just looks like he knows exactly what he's talking about at all times. He finally gets that trophy that, of course, everyone on the organization was hoping to get. They finally got it after Jamal Murray was getting injured. Jokic was always getting headlines about him, talking about how his MVPs don't lead to success in the playoffs. Michael Malone was on the hot seat at times in the past couple years when some disappointing stuff went down in the playoffs, whether it was a first-round exit or getting eliminated in the Western Conference Finals or whatever. Michael Malone was always in conversations to be kicked out the door, whether those rumors were true or not. That was always in the air, and finally, an NBA championship has sealed him, at least for a season. I'm not gonna lie, coaches that won championships aren't even safe at this point, but I do believe with how the Nuggets are run by the front office and everything, I don't think they're gonna give up on anyone on this team anytime soon. And Michael Malone said it in his post-game interview when it was on the podium. They're not looking to just stay at one championship. They want more, and they're going to go out and probably make a run at least, because this team, when they're healthy, is just unbelievably dominant. And to all the people that are saying the finals was pretty boring, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not going to lie myself. A lot of these games were pretty boring to me. I'm not going to lie. But I will say one thing, as a Spurs fan especially, when we do look back on these Nuggets teams where it was 20 years from now, 15 years from now, when these guys are retired or old or whatever, we're going to look back on these Nuggets teams and we're going to look at how beautiful this game was and how beautiful their plays were, how they just played basketball. Like, it was just such beautiful basketball being played. The 2014 NBA championship, the beautiful game with the Spurs where they were just unreal with the ball movement, the scoring and everything, like just everything about them was just beautiful to watch. But even at the time, people said it was a pretty boring championship because it was only 1 in 5 games, exactly how this one went. And Nikola Jokic had one of the more dominant and efficient NBA Finals runs we've ever seen. And whether you want to call it boring or not, you gotta give credit where it's due. These Denver Nuggets teams earned it, and they went out and feasted and played it beautifully. How basketball is supposed to be played. They played it to a T. Gotta give credit where it's due though with the Miami Heat. They played their butts off these whole entire playoffs where they were almost on the brink getting eliminated in the play-in game, and they went and turned around their whole season in a snap of their fingers, going all the way past the 1st seed, 5th seed, and then went against the 2nd seed with the Boston Celtics. It was just an unreal path. And any team going against the 1st and 2nd seed in the same conference is going to get gassed by the time the NBA Finals comes around. So I do give the Miami Heat a ton of credit for this run. This was an unbelievable run. We cannot forget how amazing that 1st round was, the 2nd round, 3rd round, and everything about this whole entire run by the Miami Heat. An incredible run. Jimmy Butler played his butt off as well. Bam Adebayo, a little bit up and down in these playoffs, but this game specifically, he had a great game. And it's very unfortunate that Tyler Hero did get hurt in the 1st round of the playoffs, so we don't really know how great this Miami Heat team could have been with arguably their 2nd best player on the team. So Tyler Hero was available this game actually, but he didn't even touch the court once. But this Miami Heat team specifically, what a run, and got to give credit where it's due. Eric Spoelstra coached his butt off, and they just met their match. I mean, this Nuggets team was no slouch. They definitely earned their right to be crowned NBA champions, and they did it dominantly, going past everyone in the Western Conference and, of course, the Miami Heat. So shout out the Nuggets, shout out Nikola Jokic, shout out Jamal Murray, everyone on the team, Michael Malone, just everybody, everyone that's a Nuggets fan, comment down below if you are hype. I know you are if you're a Nuggets fan. Just an absolute amazing run. Gotta give credit, gotta give the flowers where they're due. Absolute amazing basketball that was just played, and appreciate it while it's here, because not every team plays this beautiful type of basketball. It only comes around every couple years where a team plays this great, this perfect, and we just witnessed it by the Denver Nuggets. But if you guys like this video, hit the like button down below, subscribe button, notification bell so you can be notified as soon as I upload. The off season is here. Got a whole lot of stuff going on with the off season, with the NBA draft, free agency, trades, firings, hirings. It's just gonna be insane, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe, notification bell like I just said, to keep up with all the NBA news I'm going to talk about and everything, whether it's shorts or videos or posts or whatever. Keep up with it with the subscription and the notification bell hit, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.